Hey y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Sorry I kept you waiting. I had to try to get I need to put this music back on. It's too quiet. Yeah, sorry I kept y'all waiting. I had to finish putting my face back on for y'all. So let everybody know I'm finally here. I'm here. Hopefully y'all can hear me. So we have a very interesting conversation to have tonight. Very interesting conversation to have tonight. And that said conversation is going to be, I don't know how many of you have watched Westworld or, any of Westworld, right? But I want to have some conversations about what it's showing us, especially this last episode, what it's begun to show us about our realities, about the timelines, about all sorts of stuff. Okay, there's a lot here. There's a lot to unpack here. So I've gotten some clips and yeah, so I know a lot of people are paying attention to, I don't know if y'all heard about the pastor, the bishop that got stole from. And I know a lot of people are talking about that tonight, but honestly, I mean, not that that's not important, but I smell a rat, so I want to talk about this tonight. Hey, Christina. Hey, Shiny. Hey, Red Violet. Hi, sweetie. Thank you, LRGA. You love Westworld. You do think that they're telling us what's happening with the frequencies currently exposed to us? Absolutely. Now, I don't have all of we're going to be focusing on some specific characters tonight. So this is an absolute spoiler alert. Let everybody know that we're here tonight. Let me actually go over here and let me go see if I can put this up on the Twitters of it all and make sure that the Twitter people know that this is what's happening. Twitter. Skip for now. Live now. Okay, we're going to put that on the Twitters of it all. And what else are we going to do? I think that'll be about it. I don't think TikTok will let me just tell everybody we're live. So anyway, share this, let them know we're talking about it. And, we'll have a live panel. So if y'all want to come on up, then that'll be something that we can do. Okay, let me bring up who the peoples that we're going to be focusing on today. We're going to be focusing on this woman here is Hale. We call her Haloris, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. She's the ruler of everything. I know she played Valkyrie. She's like the main robot, or what they call hosts She's the main host, okay? She's like the mastermind behind all of this right now, okay? This is the man in black. Well, this is host man in black, William. And I say host because he's a robot. However, he is a robot clone of a real life person, William. And William was a bad man. And he has a very interesting past. We're not going to go into that too terribly. And then we have Christina over here on your left and Teddy on the right. Now, Christina and Teddy, I'm going to explain everything to you. Let's try here. Christina and Teddy, okay, were in the original season 1, Dolores and Teddy. In the original season 1, Westworld, there was this amusement park or theme park called Westworld. And it was, what were all there were not just like Disney animatrons, but they were like actual semi-sentient robots. And so very rich people would come and live out all of their vices, good, bad, and ugly, mostly bad and ugly. So these people would come for these experiences. You could unalive the hosts through, pew-pews. You could are the hosts, could like beat them. You could do anything you wanted to with them. And if they would get unalived during the storyline, right? Because it was set in the old West. If that happened to them during the storyline at night, the park would kind of close or whatever during different times during the day. And then humans would come and the workers would come and pick them up and put them in the truck, and they'd take them to the underground area where they'd get repaired. Okay. And this was going on for some time. Now, this person, William, I'm going to give you a really quick background here. So William, we see him in, I think it was in season 1. We see him as young William, who's marrying into a very prominent family, the Delos family. And he was going there with his future brother-in-law, because his future brother-in-law wanted William to talk his dad or future father-in-law into investing into this, and dad didn't want anything to do with it. So William goes there, and William, Dolores, she had blonde hair at that point, Evan Rachel Wood. And anyway, so he actually ends up kind of becoming smitten with Dolores and ends up kind of almost, you could say, falling in love with her. And then there's some horrific situation that happens with around a campfire with the brother-in-law and William. It's just really bad, right? And then after that, William just kind of, something snapped in him where he was no longer this meek person, but he was now like very, just like he went off the deep end. So by the end of season 1, I believe, if I remember correctly, Dolores and another host, Maeve, we'll talk about Maeve in the follow-up conversation. They became sentient. They became self-aware. They began to question their reality. Dolores ends up leading this host revolution where they start killing all the humans. And she makes copies of her, what we call a pearl, of her consciousness, and created Dolores. Dolores originally was Charlotte Hale. Charlotte Hale was one of the main humans that was behind running Westworld. And the whole concept behind this is actually what they were doing was not only just studying human behavior, but recording human consciousness. So human consciousness got mapped by AI. All right. Now, I'm going to stop there. And we're gonna catch up. Hey, Cricket, how you doing? I gave y'all a whole lot, and there's a whole lot of other things that happen there. Then the hosts then come to the real world, and only to find out that the real world is being run by this huge supercomputer and this human being that's like basically running everybody's world through an implant that they put in the roof of your mouth that controls your limbic system, and you'd get these tabs that would dissolve in your mouth. And so if you were feeling depressed, there's a tab for that. If you were feeling anxious, there's a tab for that. If you were feeling sick, there's a tab for that. If you didn't like your life, there's a tab for that. So you would go into these altered states of consciousness, but your life was being controlled by this big mega computer. Yes, that sounds very Matrixy. This season is extremely like Matrix Part 4, like Resurrections. I personally think that they're equal, but a lot of people say they did it better. Anyway, so basically the humans are being controlled by this computer system already, by another human. Only the hosts come in, and Dolores decides she doesn't want to let humanity go that route. And she decides that humanity can be good because, you know, honestly, all her kind had only been attacked and used, and it was horrible. So anyway, there was a big rebellion against the government, and now we pick it up in season 4 with this big rebellion. Yeah, you got to get back into it. This is on HBO Max. It might actually be on Prime as well. It does sound a lot like what already happens with actual people. Absolutely. And not need AI because too many people finding out about Dr. Frankenwhite. Well, it's messed up, but it's so good. And that's why I want to see what they're showing you behind. Like, I did warn you. I watch every show now that I watch, especially science fiction or superhero movies that I watch. I'm looking for, what are you trying to show us? I'm looking for it. I'm looking for what you're trying to show us and what you're trying to tell us. And this one is like all in your face. You're doing it on, oh, awesome. Okay. All right. Awesome. Hey, Dadal, how are you, baby? Hi. That's okay, honey. Reach out to me. You and I can talk separate, okay? You want to do that? If you go to the Linktree link and book a meeting with me, okay? All right. Do I have any mods in here? Where are my mods? Okay. You guys, all of my social medias are right here. And if you want to book a call in order to just talk about your life as a light worker, let's chit chat. Okay. All right. Not yet. Okay. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to play a series of clips. What I'm going to have to do is play these clips from behind the scenes, because otherwise it's going to I can't stop and start. So bear with me a second. Let me open up these clips. There's just a few in here, so I'm not like playing the whole stinking show. And hang on, I'm letting this play till a certain point because I don't want to play the music because otherwise I'll get copyright struck. Which, by the way, guys, I'm not sure if you wouldn't have known this. Okay, that's good enough. Let me tell y'all something. Remember that 6-hour live we just did? Oh, no mods. Okay. I thought you mean not yet, that it wasn't happening. I'm sorry. That 6-hour live that we did, remember? And all that stuff I played, remember that? Well, I got that video taken down. That video was taken down by YouTube. I got a warning for medical misinformation. So I'm going to put that bad boy back up on Rumble. I'll be sure you guys have my Rumble link. And whenever we want to have discussions about that from here on forward, I'm going to start it here, and then all of us are going to go over to Rumble. Okay? All right? No, I didn't get in major trouble. I got a warning. And so they said if I do it again, then I'm going to get a strike, and then I won't be able to go live or post anything for a week. What gets me is I did not show anything that wasn't from like either a doctor or a coroner or, someone that does autopsies and things like, or anything like that. That was them. So how is that medical misinformation? So they're saying I said medical misinformation 3 times. I ain't looked at it. I don't give a darn. I told y'all, I did tell y'all, I didn't think it was going to get taken down. I just was like, this ain't going to get monetized, child. This ain't going to get monetized, baby. But you know what? It is what it is. You do what you do, boo. Because I'm going to go right on over to Rumble and talk my ish. It's not just, it's them plus everything. Like, it's just the structure. Okay, here we go. So the first thing, it's everything, and I don't care anymore. First thing, this first clip, you're going to hear the audio. I wonder if it'll just share the audio itself. You know what? I should have just made that audio only. Okay, well, just so y'all know, that's who we talking about. Is you're going to see this guy, okay? He's going to start talking, and then you're going to hear her. Okay, so I want us to listen. Okay, y'all ready? I'm ready. I'm so ready. This is going to be so much fun. Okay, here we go. Is it going to... Why didn't it tell me I could share my sound? This is what I need y'all to do. If you can't hear it, I need you to tell me right away. I'm going to look in the chat. I need you to tell me right away. Okay, I'm going to start playing it in just a second. Here we go. Humans are so bound by what they can hear, they'll never understand what they don't. What else exists below their threshold? They call this God's music. You should hear it on an organ. Okay, hang on. So it's silence. All right. All right. Okay, let's see. Hang on, gang. All right. So what I'm going to have to do then is I'm going to have to play it from here. And if it's starting to go too long, I'll just stop it. But here we go. Let me show the video. Here we go.
The pleasure of seeing you here.
Humans are so bound by what they can hear, they'll never understand what they don't. What else exists below their threshold? They call this God's music. You should hear it on an organ. It's mesmerizing at that volume. The resonance, vibration. There was a frequency at which the world vibrated. It caused joy, harmony. Dip below that frequency, chaos. Faster! Faster! In chaos, the tone resonated in such a way humans couldn't process. Their bodies shut down. Their organs stopped. They thought they were experiencing God. Chair. Chair. They are experiencing God. The problem is, God is bored.
Well, well, well. Did y'all hear that? Or I know you could at least read it on the bottom of the screen. God is bored. Tarot Guy says it reminds him of what happened at that concert. Yes. So did y'all catch this? They openly, very good. They openly state here what all of us have known. Everything is run by frequency. But here is Dolores, Hale, a rogue Dolores maybe, or the dark side of Dolores, saying that we are so easily controlled by what we hear, and we pay attention so much to what we hear, we don't hear what's underneath. Metaphorically, just think about that. Not only the sounds that we hear just audibly, but the rhetoric that we hear, the propaganda that we hear, we don't hear what's underneath because we're so busy being focused on what we hear. Now, absolutely, you all will remember, I've said this before, I'll say it again. You all may remember, exactly. You may remember when Astro World happened. I'm going to say it again. There was a specific frequency that was played. Those kids all had to have a certain medical procedure. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. I have no idea. I'm not a medical doctor. However, there were certain frequencies that were played and people fell TF out. They fell out. And then they started passing out. And then there was the stampede. But those people, it's already been shown, those people were passed out or had, some sort of heart failure or something like that prior to the stampede. And they were falling out everywhere. People will attune to the frequency that they resonate with. Someone lies, there's a certain frequency if you listen. Absolutely. Now you're catching. Yes, absolutely. Where's the feel one? And it's also what we feel, but also the sounds we feel. So we feel the vibrations, we feel the resonance, we feel the frequency because our bodies are what? We are. That's what we are. We are sound, we are frequency beings. We're made up. How much of a percentage is made? Are we water? Water takes in a frequency. Think about this for a second. I want you guys to really think about this, right? Water, have you ever seen those experiments where they play specific music around like a petri dish of water? And they look at it under the microscope. And if it's like hard rock, it's like, the water's going nuts. If someone's speaking, I love you, I love you, I love you into the water, the molecules make this really beautiful crystalline kind of, they make this beautiful formation. But if they're like, I hate you, I can't stand you, I hate you, you're ugly, raging, it's chaos. You can see the tension and see the effect that words are having on water. You are what percentage of water? Somebody tell me. I'm not sure. What percentage? What, 80%? I don't know. 75% water? I'm doing good, Sandra. How are you? right? So yes, we feel the frequencies because it rearranges the molecules within our very being. It rearranges the molecules. So I want you to catch the other part of what she said, though, because we're going to play the next clip. I don't think we're 99% water. Are we that much water? Oh, no. Let's look. What percentage of water is the human body? Oh, well, it wasn't as high as I thought. It's 60%. The average is 60%. It can go from 45 to 75. Average is 60, 45 to 75. If we were 99% water, we'd just be like, "Wah," just sloshing. You did that. Listen, I was going to ride out with it. The other thing she said was this. She said at certain frequencies, they felt that it started out, this is what she said. Hear her. She said, this world started out in a frequency of love and harmony. And then she did not associate the low undertones, distorted tones that they are using to control the humans because they have infected them in Westworld, YouTube. They've infected them. The hosts have infected the humans via flies and a black goo that contains nanobots. In Westworld, YouTube, right, exactly. That's what I was talking about before. Yep, the 4 shapes. Go look it up. It's all over. It's no problem. We do have the quantum receivers in our cellular structures. Absolutely. Hey, Chocolate Earth, honey, how you doing, darling? Hey, V Hargett, how are you, honey? I didn't see you sneak in. Biology of belief. Absolutely. Now, she said the world started out in a frequency of love and harmony. And then after the distorted sound that they're using to control the humans YouTube via the nanobots YouTube and frequency YouTube, Chocolate Earth, and for those of you just joining me, if you're wondering why I continue to say YouTube, because YouTube decided to take down our lovely live on Friday night, that 6-hour live that was up, they decided to take it down because they said I was spreading medical misinformation about the C-19 jab. So I'm putting it back up on Rumble. Anyway. Oh, that's a book? Okay, I'll look it up. No, the black goo is not it's not their blood. The black goo is the reason why they had the black goo is because the flies would go in, kind of like walk around in it, and then they'd lay more eggs, and then it would get into their being, like it would like soak into them. That black goo, after the human is infected, their blood turns to a mixture of blood and black goo. Yeah. Okay. Child, listen, I'm putting it back up on Rumble. They can miss me. So y'all go subscribe to my Rumble channel. And I'm going to put a whole big thing on there. Subscribe to my Rumble channel. Anyway, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. So that's complete spoilers. So y'all don't hate me. Just watch it. You'll still like it. Anyway, long story short, we started out with love and harmony, right? In the beginning was God. The Word was with God. The Word was God. I used to be able to quote that. Anyway, and then he created Earth. And it was good. And then what happened? Verse 2. It's without form and void, and he had to start all over again. So she said we started out in love. And then after the distorted tone plays, she starts talking about church and how the tones in church made people feel like they were with God, only that was not as at high of a resonance as the tone of love and harmony. Read between the lines. She said it was in love and harmony, and then all of a sudden now we have organs and religion. And she said you should hear this tone being played on the organs. It's magnificent. The resonance, the vibration, and that resonance and vibration of religion or church is what sent us into chaos. Child, come on now. You came in on the part where YouTube took down one of our live. Oh yeah, baby, that 6-hour live. It's going up on the Rumble channel. Trust me, I'll upload that a little bit later. It might even still be there, but I'll upload it on the Rumbles. They're not gonna stop me from talking. Yes. So, but it's not the blood. It's what I was just explaining. People were black goo blood in humans once they're infected. Okay, now follow me. So then, right? So now we're gonna pick her up again. We're gonna pick her up. Because now do you understand what I'm saying? That what they're telling us is the institution of gods and religion and worship thereof brought down our resonance from love and harmony to chaos. I told y'all this is gonna be deep. Okay, here we go. I can't believe I gotta be up early tomorrow and I'm messing around with y'all. Okay, here we go with the next clip. I'm calling this one God is Bored. And this is mainly her talking, Hale or Haloris, and Man in Black, William is off to the side. Okay, here we go. Oh wait, that's not it. Hold on.
Gods did what they did. Instead of staying up on Olympus, they'd come down to the mortals, disguise themselves as a swan to get a piece of ass. Humans always thought it was about them, benign deities intervening on their behalf or testing them somehow. Maybe it had nothing to do with that. Maybe there was just nothing better to do. What do you think?
I think what you want me to think. I'm made off your code.
That was Man in Black. Do you think this is why the old gods, because she's already said now she's bored, basically. She's terrorizing these humans. She's bored. She's a god. Because she's orchestrating everything in this upside down mirror Westworld. That she's made the humans like the hosts, and now the hosts come and visit New York City so they can do what they want to with the humans, except for unalive them, because they are humans. They can't just rebuild them like you could the hosts, right? So they can come in, they can beat on them, they can aura them, they can do whatever they want to them, and as hosts. And so now the roles are reversed. So the humans in this, and you're about to find out, are everything is scripted. Everything is scripted, but they don't realize that. And this undertone, this tone that they can't hear, but the AI can. They can't hear the tone when it goes off and causes them to change. They can't change directions, freeze, stop, do whatever. They are completely mesmerized, hypnotized in this world that they think is real, that has been completely scripted. And so here you have Goddess Haloris, And she's incredibly bored. She's incredibly bored because they're all doing what they're supposed to do, and ugh, nothing ever happens here. And then she says, is this why you think the old gods did what they did? And the story she's giving is of Zeus disguising himself as a swan to come down to earth to lay with woman. And you see that a lot in Greek mythology and Roman mythology, and you don't see it so much in other mythologies, but Norse. And that's when William says, I just think what you tell me to think, or what you want me to think, because I made off your code. So we think whatever we want, whatever they want us to think, if we're tapped into that code. The humans are thinking and doing whatever Dolores or whatever tells them to do, because they're tapped in that code. And I want you to check something else out. Her thing was benign deities that would somehow come and save humanity. Humans always thought it was about them, but it never was. Are we programmed? Yes, and hit me up. I'll make sure you can see this one. Ed Harris. I love Ed Harris. I mean, he is old as Methuselah now, but he acts his behind off. They're programmed and they're blind. Look at humanity. Look at us. We started out as at a love resonance, harmony, institutionalization of various programs, undergirded by deification of perhaps energies that never meant to or wanted to be deified. We lowered ourselves because of that and began to descend into chaos. And every once in a while, we feel and hear this resonance, this music, this sound that makes us feel like we've touched heaven or heaven has touched us. How many of y'all been in church? And I don't even care if it's white church, black church, Hispanic church. I don't care what color church. But if you in church and they're playing some specific music, it could be on an organ, it could be on a piano, it could be on the guitar, as they would say, as the old folks used to say, on that guitar. But there's certain code, there's certain tones, there's certain notes, there's certain frequencies, there's certain sequences of notes and intonations that will send you into an entranced state, almost a euphoric state. There's beats, there's energy, and it sends you into this state of euphoria or trance, whichever one you wish to decide. Nothing else matters. You feel as if you're touching God. And you might very well be. I'm not trying to say that you can't. But I'm saying we've assigned this whole entity outside of ourselves when that very entity permeates our being inside and out. Yeah, programmed by everything, social media, fake news, the chaos. And this is where we're wanting to get to, right? But yeah, music absolutely makes you feel certain. We've talked about this before on this channel. You know, when I was going to run around in the clubs, when house music was really house music and not whatever, what's her name? What that child's name? That she was trying to say that Beyonce didn't give her the credit because she was somehow the queen of house. Anyway, girl, the house music, you wasn't even outside, baby. You wasn't outside, sweetheart. You ain't even old enough to know outside, because I was there with the real house music. Anyway, the real house music We'll have you dancing, yes, Red Violet, all night long. The real house music, it was this. Who said the drums? The drums and the voice, yes, creating energy. That bass in that house music, and even now in any music, but I'm gonna go back to when I, enjoyed myself. The bass in that music and the beat and the different kind of, it was almost a wailing, but not really. And it was, the vocals, you got into, I mean, nothing else existed on that dance floor but you and that person you were with. You were lost. Lost in lust. That's what you was lost in. I ain't ashamed. Certain groups now resonate at a frequency of hate. I'm almost going to also say to you, there's some groups that resonate at a frequency of hate that we think do not. Nature versus nurture. Red Violet and I know what we know. We was there. She was in New York area over on the East Coast, and I was in Chicago, baby. Congas. No, trance is different, baby. Trance is a whole EDM. I don't know what they doing with all that. This was disco beats and other beats that, you know what I'm saying? Trance is a little bit different. I understand what you're talking about. It's a different form of house. I'm talking about way back in the 80s. They call it garage in London? Gotcha. Yep. So it would put you in a, I mean, I'll some other down, I'll tell you that. Anyway, my point is this. Azalea Banks, thank you, baby, made that comment. I'm not a fan of either of AB. Did not make a house song. That's wait, we not doing it. Y'all don't start with me now. Do not start. Do not start with me because I'm trying to stay on task. Like the last time we did this, I got the whole video took down. Yes, the old disco remixes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, that's your era too, Shiny. Okay, all right now. See, I got some of us in here. House music from the 90s. That's as it was changing. So it was closer to the 80s, but not quite down. Well, there was actually some good house music in the 90s. My bad. Choosing violence. Yeah. No, don't give me the choosing violence tonight. Okay. So now we get it, right? So now they're telling us already the resonance, the frequencies, they're using our churches. They're using our faith in churches. Yeah, techno. Right? They're using our music. Love JJ, you don't start with me. See, you don't have me beefing with the Beehive. Okay, I really don't want to beef with the Beehive. I'm not in the mood today. I can't choose that level of violence. Did they? I have to go listen to them. Okay, let's get off the house music, y'all. I went down a dang rabbit hole. Y'all do not want to come out of, but we are not going to sit here and be. Don't have me. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. Not today. Oh my God. Wow. Hillsong has been doing this through music. Absolutely. And I used to sing Hillsong when I was hanging out in the white church and was on the praise and worship teams. We used to sing Hillsong all the time. So they're doing it through the churches and through the music. Not all churches. Don't nobody get their panties in a bunch. I'm just saying. The more we take our divinity outside of ourselves and leave it outside of ourselves, not so good. Not so good. I'm just saying. You did know about house music. There you go, y'all. Look, him is the real queen. Okay. JJ, you is choosing violence tonight. You're choosing. I'm not choosing violence. You, sir, are choosing violence tonight. I don't want to beef with the beehive. Please, let us. I don't want to beef with the beehive. I'm not trying to beef with the what they call Nicki Minaj's people, her people. I don't want to beef with Barty Gang. I don't want to beef with none of them tonight. I'm not trying. Okay, I can tell we gonna have to go through this here. Yes, go. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Not the Chuck Brown. My God, today. Not Chuck Brown. Yes, sir. Kirk Franklin made R&B gospel music, aka club music. Absolutely, because we was already in the club and he was too. I'm choosing not to keep down the music. Not keep going down the rabbit hole. Okay, let's get back to Westworld. I don't want no smoke, y'all. Not from them. Let them come listen. Okay, here we go. What's my next clip? So now we see resonance. They're telling you already. They're controlling you by the resonance. They are controlling you by the resonance. And they can make you do things by the resonance, by the frequencies. Not my words, theirs. Now we're going to move over to Christina and Teddy. Christina, those of you that have watched this before, Christina, she comes to begin to start realizing that she is in fact old Dolores. Teddy was her, I forgot to say, for those of you who don't know, Teddy was her love interest in Westworld. However, when she created the mass destruction and the rebellion, and she wanted Teddy basically to kind of, choose violence too with her, Teddy was like, baby, I can't follow you down that road. Teddy said he couldn't follow her down that road. And Teddy unalived himself because he couldn't follow. And he unalived himself through the head so that we thought that would have destroyed his pearl, which is like this cylinder. It's probably a little smaller than this, but it would be metal, right? It's like the computer, their brain. It's their consciousness is in their pearl. And so he unalived himself directly through the pearl so that there could be no recovery of him. She couldn't rebuild him because all you had to do is make a new body and then drop that pearl in through the crown, drop that pearl of wisdom, knowledge, and consciousness in the crown. And then they are reanimated with their consciousness back. Okay. So, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm really not playing with y'all. I'm not even showing those. I'm not showing those. Okay. I'm not showing those. Y'all go. I want all the beehive to know if anybody in the beehive sees this not me. I don't want no smoke. Teddy never thought she was human. Not to my knowledge. No. JJ, you never seen this? Okay. It's on actually HBO Max, and it might be on Amazon Prime as well. Okay, here we go. Soul Snatch. That's right. Shani, I'm trying, girl. I'm trying. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to listen to a conversation. So Ted, now in this world, however, season 4, Dolores thinks she's a character called Christina. And Christina is kind of like asleep at this point. So let's listen to Christina as Teddy is trying to... which one do I want to listen? This one here. Here we go.
Price. So? Tell me, Teddy, what's your story?
Who I am is not the question you should be asking, Christina. It's who are you?
What is that supposed to mean?
Do you see anything? Across the water.
hopefully it doesn't start back over. If it does, I apologize. When he's asking her, does she see anything across the water? What he's asking her for, because there's this huge control tower that's off of the shore of New York, and that is where all of that frequency is being generated, and that's kind of the hub of the entire like computer system. So hopefully I can pick it back up.
Surprise. So? Tell me, Teddy, what's your story?
Who I am is not the question you should be asking, Christina. It's who are you?
What is that supposed to mean?
Do you see anything? Across the water?
There's nothing there.
But you feel it. I know you do, on some level. That your place here is not what you think it is. Look again.
It was you. You saved me. Who are you?
An old friend?
We never met before the other night.
No. I knew someone like you. Just like you.
Oh. So I traded one stalker for another. I should have known. Just stay away from me, whoever you are.
That man that attacked you? Peter. He told you destroyed his life. Said everything happened because you wanted it to?
And he believed it because he's delusional.
He believed it because it was true.
I have to go.
This is why I couldn't just tell you. Your mind has been so conditioned to this place. This is the first step in understanding.
Understanding what?
This world is a lie. It's a story. A well-told one, but a lie all the same. Maybe it's better if I just showed you. Come with me.
So this is what's happening. They're meeting on this pier, and he's already met her once. And I remember way back in Westworld, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. That was his girl. She was his girl. That was her guy. But all those memories are gone at this point, so we believe, because she now believes she's this Christina person or character. She thinks she's human. So Teddy's like trying to wake her up. Like, it's not important who I am, but who are you? You need to be asking you who you are. Who are you? Do you see anything differently? Do you notice anything differently? And then the person, Peter, they were talking about, this Peter guy had come up to her and was just like, "You've ruined my life. You've ruined my life." And we're about to find out why. But he was telling her that he was telling Christina that he believed that Christina was the one that wrote his story. And he had awakened to the fact that he was being controlled. So he woke up, this human woke up, like all of a sudden the resonance no longer worked. The veil all of a sudden got lifted. He could see the tower. He could see that his life had been scripted. and somehow knew that it was Christina that had written that story. And she was like, "What are you talking about? I write for a gaming company." Now, this is where those of you who have seen Matrix 4 Resurrections, these are like, yes, I understand. Complete like copy. So, I mean, I know how this going to end because y'all copying Matrix 4 like to the freaking letter. Because she's writing subplots for NPCs or non-playing characters for a gaming company. Same way Neo was. So y'all really didn't come up with nothing original. But they're executing it quite well, so I'm not mad. But anyway, so the man, was like, dude, like, you done ruined my whole life. And so he was going to attack her, and then Teddy had come and beat the man up. She couldn't see him because she was across the street. It was dark. And then now she's realizing it was Teddy. So now he's like, dude, like, Christina, like, didn't you ever think of why that man came and said that to you? Haven't you ever considered the fact that this whole world is a lie? A very well told story, but a lie. You know what I'm saying? JJ, stop. Yes, the very first. So for those of you all who are younger and may not know this, there was 2 Westworlds. Was it Westworld and Future World? Anyway, these are based on books by Michael Crichton. And there was a movie with Yul Brynner, Westworld, and then I think it was Future World was the second one, or Tomorrow World or something. And then there was a very short-lived TV show. So when they rebooted it for HBO Max, I was actually quite excited because I remember watching them when I was much, much younger. Fine with people playing just yeah, it's fine. Like I literally was trying to screen record it so I could play it, and then I was gonna like do whatever I needed to do so I wouldn't get copywritten, but all you seen is black, so sorry about that. Step below superhero TV shows. I call it more science fiction than superhero. Let's call it science fiction. Non-player characters. Thank you. I don't play video games that much. So, yes, it's a full-blown lie. It's a full-blown lie. A well-written one, but a full-blown lie. Now, this is how he gonna get her to see it. We're still dealing with these two. These two are still talking. So, here we go.
Show me the game. Not the city, the game. Access my narratives. Go to 59th Street. Tell me about Jacob.
Jacob Connors works in finance. Sex addiction. His mother's dying in the hospital, but
What about her, Sarah?
Sarah Fenton, she inherited money from her parents, but has never known what to do with her life. Andrea Hubert commutes to the city for work. Sarah Kahn works late nights in the reason. Thomas Lawrence bears goes off her husband. Second year med school mistake. The city will still live with his parents while he pays off his student loan. He's never been to he has aspirations to spread his mental unable to throw inherited, but doesn't have business details.
Oh, God, stop!
So what happened here? I was going to show more, but it didn't work for me to show it to you. Basically, she kind of goes behind the curtain. She goes and walks through a door, and I look at that as kind of like Neo walking through the door to see the oracle. In the movie, and you kind of walk into this alternative, like her walking into her awakening, or when Neo goes into to talk to the architect, there's a door open, and always whenever you're going to come through to a different level of consciousness, typically in these kinds of movies, they will show it as illustrated as if you are walking, through a door. And so she walks through this door at her place of business, and there's this like 3D holographic model. And at first it says, she says, show me the city, and then, or show me the game. And then it shows her the city, but somehow she knew that wasn't the game. So she says, no, show me the game. And then it did change a little bit, because then all of a sudden the holographic, whatever it was, just wasn't there. And then she asked, show me my narratives. So she wanted to see what she had written. And as it turned out, even though she thought she's working with a whole bunch of other people that are programming all at the same time, every human being in that city lit up. Every human being lit up. She had written everyone's story, came out of her head. Now, I could go into another whole lengthy discussion about how she got everybody's story, but we won't right now. But here you have a non-sentient AI being, semi-sentient maybe fully, I don't know, that is literally writing everyone's story. So we're about to have this little existential crisis for a hot second. A really hot second. For any show, if the writing sucks, the whole production needs to be shut down. Yes. So the writing for this show seems enticing. Let me tell you, I happen to like all 4 seasons. This is the 4th season. I even like season 3. A lot of people didn't like season 2. But I saw behind what they were saying. Season 1 was amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Season 2 was amazing in its own way. You had to see behind. You had to understand what they were telling you and what they were showing you. Season 3, I found absolutely incredible. But again, I'm looking at it through woke eyes. I'm looking at it through third eye. I'm seeing behind what you're saying, and I'm saying, you sons of bitch, you telling us precisely what you're doing. Anyway, very Matrix. Truman Show, and I've heard also somewhat Inception too. That's the other one I've heard. There's another one I referenced. Inception, maybe you're thinking, hey, just be real. How are you, baby? It is all about the analyzation. So this is definitely, I don't get paid by HBO. I mean, if y'all want to pay me, cool. If y'all out there listening, because I am a fan. I'm a super duper fan. I'm a stan. Y'all want to pay me, bring it on. But this is definitely a show, like if I could like have like a series of watch parties like on a website or something, like we could all like sit down and watch it, I would literally sit and binge watch this with y'all. Like days. No problem, baby. Wokeness is in the eye of the beholder. Ooh, ouch. Yes, my dear. Oh, an older one? Okay. But I've heard some people talk about this in regard to Inception and the fact that you never know if you're really like in a dream state or not, and what, you know what I'm saying? So I've just heard some people Okay. So we're still stuck on, because now all this here is really all about the existential crisis that Christina's having. Okay. To wake up. Here. Now we're back to Teddy. She's seen this now. Now she's recognizing she done wrote all this. She is like, has overseen the whole shenanigan. She done oversaw it all. Here we go.
Look at those people. Do they look happy, fulfilled?
I don't know them. I guess they look lonely.
So change it. Close your eyes and imagine their story differently.
Teddy,
Trust me. If you don't see it, I'll walk away and I won't bother you ever again. Just wait.
that's just a fluke. That doesn't mean anything.
So change it again. Put them back into their loneliness.
I don't understand.
It's what I've been trying to show you. What Peter was trying to tell you. In this world, you're a god.
So the moment you realize that you can actually rewrite your temporal world, what does that make you? In this scene, what is happening is that Teddy takes her, and there's these two women across the street, across the way. They're sitting on chase lounges, and they're both reading a book. And he has her to look at them, and he's like, well, what do you see? Well, they look lonely. He's like, okay, we'll change it. And she's like, oh, man, whatever. You know how we women get. When y'all tell us something, oh, come on now, you could do that, babe. We give you the, come on, man, I can't. What are you talking about? That's just preposterous. We do you. Sorry. Anyway, so she closes her eyes. She thinks, changes their story in her brain and her thoughts, sends her thoughts over, and opens her eyes. And she thinks it's going to immediately happen. But we all know that manifestation does not typically have it completely instantaneously. It does take a moment for energy to materialize, right? And it does take a moment for energy to coalesce, because we are constrained by what? Time and space. But within seconds, these two women who were not talking to each other are all of a sudden exchanging pleasantries. Oh, hey, that looks like a great book. Yeah, it really is. Yours does too. How long has it been since, how far into it are you? Da 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 da. They weren't talking to each other. They were in their own little non-player character roles. They weren't doing anything because that wasn't part of their script. They really weren't supposed to interact. They were just there, again, as non-player characters. Why? So that whatever other hosts were running around, like having a jolly good time doing whatever, they were part of the scenery. So then they start talking, and she's like, oh, shit. And then she's, nah, that just happened. They just started talking. Because remember, she don't know who she is yet. He said, okay, then change it back. Put them back in their loneliness. So she not only puts them back in their loneliness, she makes the two poor women just like argue and one storm off. I mean, it is what it is. One insults the other and then the other one storms off. And that's when he says to her, in this world, you're a god. When you recognize that you are capable of writing and rewriting your story, and he doesn't say you are God. He doesn't say you are God. He says you are a God, small g. Have you realized that you're a God? A creator, the writer of your own story. Your thoughts do. You say, of course. But do you know how many people don't realize that, Shiny? Do you know how many people don't realize that? And here it's being told to everybody that's watching this TV show. Which, by the way, the people keep saying, oh, I know, nobody's watching it. It almost makes me wonder if they tanked the show a little bit so that the viewership wouldn't be huge, so that more people wouldn't see this, but they just put it out so that they could say what they needed to say and do what they needed to do. Only this time it's in real time because they can't keep showing us stuff 5 years down the line because they don't have that much time anymore. Because there's too many of us waking up. Because there's too many of us that are awake. Because there's too many of us that are ascending. Because there's too many of us that are questioning the nature of our reality, of our life, of our existence. And we're recognizing that we don't have to be controlled by the low resonance chaos. There's too many of us doing that. That, and plus they've gotten away with it all this time. Why should they think they're not? Dark City is a city where it's always night. Every night when they sleep, these men dressed in black go around altering people's lives and memories. Oh my God. With the aid of a doctor. However, one night this guy wakes up during one of these nights and see what's really happening. Wow. And ends up having the power himself to be able to shape the world around him just like them. The men dressed in black. That's amazing. A God. Yes, absolutely. Because he woke up. Yes. That is why healing is so important. Exactly. That is why it's so important for people to be awakened to the truth. That is why healing is so important. That is why it's so important for you to recognize your amazing co-creation power, your amazing co-creation abilities. That's why it's so important for us to not only realize that, but rise to a place of neutrality so that we don't get swayed by the feelings and the energies that are going on all around us, so that we can walk through this as a quote unquote outlier. That's what they call them in Westworld. You can walk through this as an outlier, not being controlled by the resonance and the spells and the programming. Yes. They did not. I'm not sure where this was. Thank you for saying that. We are gods. Because when I used to be a Christian many years ago, I would have even been afraid to think that truth. Can I tell you something, love? I was afraid to speak that truth. Sometimes I think because of the Christian programming, I still am, occasionally. It's better now. That's why I always have to say, I don't think I'm supreme source. I don't think I'm God. I don't think I'm creator, but I am an aspect. I am. I am a part of and derivative of the I am. You see, all these other hosts that are running around basically are kind of copies, not of Halores, but they're really copies of Dolores. Because she downloaded her programming into these pearls and made more copies. She was the original. And so they all had this, what they thought was free will. Well, the hosts probably have a little bit more free will. The humans are running around thinking that they have free will and they don't. How many of us are running around thinking we have free will and we don't? It's not until you extricate yourself from the matrix. But even in the Bible, it says in more than one place, ye are gods. He calls us gods. God calls us gods. Lowercase g. So why are we told that we're not? Keep us under control. They didn't want too many people catching on, no. That is so amazing. I have to watch that movie. I'll watch it. Thank you. There is something truly going on in the universe. The masses are becoming more aware, absolutely, becoming more disobedient, absolutely, to this current oppressive world structure. Doesn't it feel amazing to say? That's amazing. I love it. Absolutely keep rising. You understand that? Fabulous. We're going to keep moving here in just a second. We are the divine expression of God. We are an aspect of God. We're a portion. We come from source. Mm-hmm. That's always been the rub, right? That's always been the... But I like to think of it as just like my children are my children, and there's part of me in them. Some would say more than others. Probably more, well, each of them have a significant portion. Cynthia's probably the most like me. In a lot of ways. On steroids. But they're not just the expression of me. They are my children. They have aspects of me, just like they have aspects of their father. Are they me? No. I'll always be their mother. That's a very interesting, like it's a difficult dynamic sometimes, I think. We have to unlearn to learn. Absolutely. I'm not sure what that one. Okay, here we go. I don't think that we are the creator. Absolutely, right? But I do believe we are a full expression in the creative example of the creator. Drops of divinity. I'll leave you guys with that. I can go along with that for right now. We're going to get a little further. But yes. Absolutely. He made us, if as the story goes, they made us in their likeness and image, with the ability to do all things. Even Jesus himself said, right, that greater things than these will you do. 1998 film. Okay, I'm going to write that down. 1998. Okay. I will watch it. So she comes to this recognition now that Teddy's like, you're a god. We start this whole thing off. Dolores is like, God is bored. So she just wants to wreak havoc. There's more to this episode because they also talk about Dolores had thought after 20 some years of this being in existence that more hosts would want to transcend, that they would want to go to heaven, that they would want to go to the sublime, that they would want to give up their bodies and live in consciousness. And she's disappointed that more of her people haven't chosen to do that, which I find quite interesting. You create this enslavement camp. And I understand your kind was enslaved itself, which also says, melanated folks, two wrongs don't make a right. And you want them to choose ascension, and you wonder why they won't. But they won't if you have them living in a low vibrational setting. If you're allowing them to continue and maintain their low vibrational, lustful, primal, if you will, Even though they're fake primal, they're still primal desires, and take out and effectuate some sort of revenge. Where is that the path to ascension? How is that a path to ascension? Isn't that interesting? I just thought about that. All right, one more clip. And here we are, Christina and Teddy. This is the end of this particular show. And this was, this one's a trip. This one's a trip. Here you go. Can you imagine realizing that the world is effed up? Realizing that every human, including her human roommate, is being controlled. That she is responsible for writing everybody else's story, and that in this big old tower off the coast holds the programming for every being. And what she said, and very interestingly, is that the tower holds a perfect reflection of all of us down to the tiniest detail. So she still doesn't quite get who she is and what she is. She's just becoming into the recognition she ain't like everybody else. She's just coming into this recognition of the power of her thought, the power of her words, the power of her storytelling. And I'm putting this in spiritual terms. She's just coming into that recognition, having the questioning her own reality and the reality that is around her, and recognizing everything that she has known. That somehow she had a hand in constructing, but then she's still putting this outside of herself and saying, Teddy, who built this? Who did this to me? Only for Teddy to tell her, you did. Baby. That explains everything Teddy does because he doesn't want to become a part of that system. Yes. Haven't seen the show, but it seems like there's there's little to no joyous moments. Well, there's probably some truth to that. Every once in a while, there's jokes every once in a while. This ain't no darn Marvel movie where you're going to get all the crack 'em ups and stuff like that. I will tell you when I do watch these movies like this, I tend to get into the ones that probably are a little darker. Because I feel like I'm looking behind enemy lines. Really. I haven't seen The Boys yet. I've heard I've got to watch The Boys. I kind of would be okay if this was probably the last season. I don't know if they're going to get as far as I'd like for them to, but it needs to be over by season 5. There's not much more to do. Dark Night of the Soul in a way, absolutely. But not supers and humans, it's bots and humans. It's a good, messy, but chaotic show, yeah. So my point is, though, can you put yourself in this position for a second? Think about before you recognized that you were in control of your life. Or I'm gonna put this out to you a little bit more, a different. Is okay. All right. Have you fully recognized that you control your life? Have you fully recognized that you are the writer of your narrative, the architect of your destiny? Or are you? Are all of you just part of my dream? Or am I part of yours? Are we all just part of the consciousness of source energy or some other energy that wanted to have this grand experiment? I'm not trying to throw anybody into complete existential crisis at this moment. But I at least want us to get to the point where we understand. I mean, are you at the point where you really understand? I mean, do you really understand that you write your own narrative? Do you really understand that your higher self, your spirit, your soul, if you will, is fully connected to Creator, to Source, to God? Fully connected. You see, what I find interesting, if I'm going to take this back to religion, we'll just say back to Christianity for a moment. What I find interesting is this: if we can look at the resurrection of Christ in a different way, less as the Savior and more as the archetype, that as we die to self and die to sin, aka ego, aka rebellion against our highest good, as we die to fear and guilt and shame and control and all those lower primal anger, when we go through that death, really go through that death, we rise, changed. We are then capable of being in connection, true consciousness, true awareness with that from whence we came. Our higher self is finally free to actually control the body in the way that it's meant to, right? That this is the avatar that we're having this experience through. But I wonder how many of us really get there. Yes, you are getting close, my dear. Both. Both, yeah. Right, tarot guy, I'm not, yep, get it. But come back over here to this way. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about you as an individual. We're all a collective. You as an individual, do you know that? Do you really know that? Do you really operate that way? Not until recently, I am letting go of religious thinking and reaching out more towards of a one-on-one thing. Yeah. And religion is a great starting point. And there's some aspects I do honor and respect. The guilt and the shame, the constant guiltiness, the constant you can't do anything without. What do you mean? When I say now, in him I move and I breathe. In them, because they are me, I am them, because we are one in energy, we're one in spirit. I'm a portion that's chosen to live this existence. This system from birth gave us the notebook, but not the pencil. Yeah. They automatically told us who we were. We are responsible for not only ripping out the pages of lies, but burning the book completely and rewriting a new one. Yeah. I don't hold the same Christian beliefs as some might hear, but I will listen over by the wall. It's okay. That's what I love having these discussions. I love having these discussions. Yeah. You're welcome. I know, honey. I'll bring you back. Y'all want me to drop the link? Y'all want to talk tonight? Or you gonna let me go to bed? I'll drop the link for a minute. Y'all don't keep me here 6 hours. I'm gonna be in there no 6 hours. I'm not finna be on here for no 6 hours. I'm telling you now. Brain food. There's the link. Are we recognizing that we're gods? That we truly do control our destiny? Now, is some of that, of course, pre-written? Yeah, I think we already knew we knew what we were to do before we got here. We chose to do it. That's cool. You know what? I need to be out in about 20 minutes or so. I need to wrap it up. So don't nobody come up here. Do not nobody come up here. SpongeBob 5 hours later. I need to find that one. Don't nobody come up here. We'll because I'm to be on tomorrow because we're gonna do the readings for the new moon and all that good stuff. So let me get some rest tonight. Oh, it's almost 11 o'clock, child. But I wanted to go over this with you all so that you could begin to grasp what they're showing us. They're showing us there are frequencies out here that are being utilized to control us. They might come from very different places, but they're out here. They're also showing us that we're a lot stronger, especially those of us who are awakened, those of us who are starseeds, earth angels, ascended masters, otherworldly beings that are walking this earth, that have incarnated. I told her don't come up here. Didn't I tell you?
Did
Don't
you
come
tell
up
me? I'm sorry. I thought. Oh, my bad.
here? I'm not going to be on here no 5 hours with you.
No. I promise. I'm being good. I'm being good tonight. You out here
Okay.
dropping that knowledge. I don't know what you expect me to do now.
You and your
I'm trying.
feelings. She says, hang on one second, baby. She says, you
Okay.
can't fathom being a god.
What?
No,
Feelings?
you and your feelings. This is one of my girls. This is one of my girls.
Okay. Oh, her
He
name. Don't pay me no
yeah.
mind. I took my medication. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna have to help my sister here. I'm
All
gonna have to help
right.
my sister here. Um, where is this? Psalms. Let me share this screen. Let me help you out, sis. Where are we at? Right here. Psalms 82 and 6. I have said, "You're gods, and all of you are children of the Most High." It's God's words, not mine. Where is, because I know Jesus said it too. The gods of the people are idols. And when the people saw what Paul had done, they lifted up their voices, saying in the speech of yeah, the gods are come down to us in the likeness of man. There's another one. Oh my God, there's 89. I'm gonna find when Jesus said it, because Jesus said it to the disciples when he was talking to the Pharisees. I'm not saying that we are supreme, because I'm not. I did not create the entire earth. I did not create the universe. However, just like my daughter is a progeny of me and has a whole lot of me in her, if you believe that you're a spiritual being having a human experience, where did your spirit originate from? It had to originate from somewhere, because the energy is neither destroyed nor created. So it had to come from source. It had to come from God. You are a ruler of your own world. And your consciousness, just like you can go out and talk to the trees, your consciousness can stop the storms, can bring the storms on. You have no idea just what you think a thing long enough, it will become what you think. You
Manifestation.
create.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
Tell
didn't hear you
everybody.
say not to come up here. I didn't hear that
You
part.
weren't trying to hear me. Go ahead, baby. What you want to say?
Ah, child.
Oh.
Why you
It's
listen,
deep
I love
tonight.
this show and I'm a heavy conspiracy person. And I love going down the different rabbit holes of because people may say certain things and I believe people have, I can't take anything away from what they may have experienced.
Yeah.
But I do think that a lot of people just don't know. So they're trying to make it seem as though we I guess I'll put it this way. The word faith in itself is to
Mhm.
mean something, is to hope and believe in something that there's no proof. There is no tangible yet. But we do know
Mm.
that the choices we make as human beings affect each other.
Yes, absolutely.
We
You guys
every
can't see
day.
this, but what's happening is I have a spider that's literally just dropped down in front of me. Can you
Oh
go back
my.
up there? No.
Hey.
Spiders are
It's
a sign
Charlotte.
of spiders are a sign of abundance and affluence, and that wonderful things are coming.
That's
Financial, wonderful
awesome.
prosperity. Yeah.
I don't like if I'm gonna tell you what would happen if this spider would have failed or showed itself to me. You want me to tell you?
You'd have screamed and squealed.
Like a banshee. Like a banshee.
Okay, go on up now, honey. I'm gonna leave you alone, but I need you to go up because you're distracting me.
If
Okay.
you wake
You,
up tomorrow and it done wrote something or giving you the lottery numbers, just let me know.
what?
Then I'll let the spider stay next time. Okay, I love you. I'm gonna get off here.
No, you're fine. Spiders are no, honestly, guys. Spiders are whenever you see a number of spiders come
Mm,
around you, that is a symbol, right? That's a sign. Their totem, the totem of the spider is that you are about to that prosperity is on its way, abundance is on its way.
mm-hmm,
And the reason for that is because spiders lay a bajillion and 25 million eggs. Also, spiders do not have to have those eggs fertilized. So basically, everything that you're working on yourself, they reproduce on their own. So, yeah. So basically, everything you're working on is coming to fruition. So I accept Lady Spider. Thank you, ma'am. But I just want you to go up for a little bit, okay? And then you can
I
do whatever you
need,
want.
I need them to go on and Charlotte's Web it. That's what I need. Like I need them to go on. Let me go on write something, girl. I'm just
Yeah.
playing. I'm so sorry. But
So
yes,
you and your
I do.
feelings. Let's help you and your feelings. So you and your feelings says, see, I don't believe the God in the Bible is the true God. Well, where my church
Mm,
fan at? Because
wait a
that was
minute
a true
now.
damn statement right there. Well, child. It is a changed version. So yes,
Yes.
it's a lot with me. I absolutely agree with you because they took goddess, they took all the femininity out of it. So yes, I agree. Uh, I would say it's an aspect of the true God. I don't want to greatly offend, but I don't believe that God is a representation of Creator in all of his and her glory. Researchers seek for yourself. I hear you. I too believe that the Bible's God is not the true Creator God. You know, it's ripped off, watered down, mess, stolen. Yes, thievery, bamboozled, hoodwinked. Yeah, yeah, Shana. I'm not gonna kill it. I'm gonna let it be what it is. When you see spiders, baby, I love spiders. You have a
Run.
spider tattoo? My.
Oh no, run. No, I'm just
What?
playing. I
What?
just called
What?
somebody else to
You
get it.
stupid. You are so silly.
I
Your
am
youngest
tonight.
son lives in my.
Listen,
Oh.
mm,
I try not to kill them.
I yeah, me too. I just sweep them out. I don't
Yeah.
like to kill them.
Yeah.
I
No.
used to be when I was a little girl. I used to get upset because I couldn't save the ants from being stepped on. I was very bothered by
Yeah,
that
I
whole
know. That's so
scenario.
sad. Little ones
And I
okay,
would
but your
think,
big
what if
ones,
they got
yeah,
a mommy? What if they got a family and now we done stepped on the
they
ant
probably do.
dad and he can't? Yeah.
God is,
I wonder if they'd
yeah.
be like, you come back? They don't know. They keep
Half the
working.
Bible is true, but the other half is a remixed book to control.
Honey, listen, don't get me started. You up here walking around with a King James version and don't even know who King James is, and I am saying it improperly. Is. Don't
Ooh,
even know the
child.
history of that man. Okay, I'm not. Anyway.
Right. But you and your feelings are exactly right. The ancient text tells a completely different
Yes.
story. And a lot of times the ancient text, I mean, we all know all of that has been written before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't mean that Jesus didn't walk the earth. That doesn't mean Jesus is not an ascended master. That does not mean
Exactly,
Jesus is not
because
son of God, son of man. That doesn't mean any of
right.
that. All that means is they took a lot of it out to control us,
Mm-hmm.
and then they stole the rest and still
They
used our
keep
own
it.
stuff to control us, and then told us our stuff was evil when they the ones came and got our stuff. Stop playing in
And
my
it's over there.
face.
It's under the Vatican. That's all I'm saying.
A camel spider is just pure chaos. I don't know nothing about no camel spider. Now, can we get off of the camel?
What? I
I don't
don't
know
want to.
nothing about a
I gotta
camel
go to
spider.
bed. I gotta go to
Jesus, he
bed.
said, I'm talking about, I understand you and your feelings, but okay, lady, I asked you not to. I really did ask you not to.
Why?
Come on now, don't do me like this.
Is it the lady spider again?
Yeah, she back. Can you? Okay, okay.
See, if she'd have been webbing a story or something, I'd have kept her. If all you
You know,
do is just want to
I just
creepy
put her
crawl
on the
around,
floor. She can go on. She can find somewhere else to be. I just don't want her right here. Look, she
that's
put a whole
awesome.
web. I mean, she was planning
Yeah.
on making a real serious web. She was going from the ceiling down to
Mm-hmm.
my microphone stand. She planned on doing her thing, chicken wing.
I'm
Anyway,
out. Somebody said kill it.
no. The Bible is a remix. Yes, Jesus, in my opinion, is an alchemist.
Listen, there are books that are missing. 60.
Y'all gonna stop. Oh, Lord have mercy. Sebastian that came in the house. Y'all, I told y'all not finna keep me up here for
Hi.
no 4, 5 hours. Hey, Sebastian.
Uh,
Hey guys, how are you?
I'm good. How are
Hi,
you,
how are
baby?
you?
I'm good.
You
I'm very
enjoying the
good.
conversation tonight?
I just joined actually into the conversation.
Oh, wow. You missed a whole lot, bruh.
We
But
wilding in here.
I see
Spiders.
the
No,
title,
I'm just
and
playing. Sorry.
I want to give my opinion based off of the title.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, this is going to be our own world. Because I started watching Westworld. I started too.
Good.
And I do think that we are moving towards a world just like that. And you know what? I read a book a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, I think 1984, 1989. I forgot what it's called.
1984.
Oh, I was right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Westworld and 1984. That's going to be our world soon. If we don't start.
1984 is our world right now. You just have to read between the lines.
Lisa, another thing is, did you know they're changing? Oh, Dr. Lisa, did you know they're changing the definition of a recession, Lisa? They're changing the definition of a recession.
Y'all better stop playing with me. Stop
That's
it.
because they made it up anyway. That's the point of waking up. That you realize that all this stuff is like the Wizard of Oz. It's a facade. Once you
Absolutely.
peel it back, once you start peeling it back, and that's what's happened 2019, I believe. Probably sooner than that. Me, 2019 was the beginning. And that's what's happening. The veil is being pulled off. So now you have to make the choice. Do you
Yep.
want to sit in the comfort that this is? Or do you want to wake fully up and be the writer of your own story? Okay.
Yes. That's the choice. That's the choice that we're having to make.
Mm, I'm not
That's the
liking it
choice
at
it is.
all.
The thing is though, as we continue on this path, you can choose to believe, you can choose to live in whichever reality you're wanting to. When you click on the fact that you actually are creating your own reality, you're
Yes.
telling your own story. I can be aware that that storyline is going on over there. That doesn't mean I have to live it
Yes.
because you're a god, if we want to call us that. You can use whatever title you want. I don't care. Call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. Emperor,
I guess it's
king.
yeah, I am. I'm a princess. So
You can be the princess.
no. I'm a queen princess.
You're a
She rock.
queen.
That's me.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right. See, there you
No,
go.
I'm not.
That's
No, I'm not. I wouldn't be up there waving at folk. people hungry. You up there waving at people about some bombs and stuff. Y'all need to come on up out that castle and go and put them homeless people in there. It should just rent it out, quit playing
Absolutely.
subsidized housing up there in London. And that's what they're trying to do now.
Yes.
Somebody they want I find it interesting that people who ran away from the ability to practice and be your own person then decides to create a structure that oppresses people by class, by color, by age.
It
It's
was
just
never
insane to
about
me.
that. That's the lie they told. Now, the original Quakers came
Hmm.
over here to escape religious persecution. This country was
Right.
founded because these mother truckers over here didn't no longer want to pay tax to them mother truckers over there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole
You
reason
know what's
they didn't want to pay no tax. They're like, look, you ain't doing nothing for us. We over here doing for ourselves. We don't feel like we should pay you no more money.
right?
That's why this country got started. Do not get it twisted. That's why. It was all about the money.
Well,
So it
if
wasn't about no
you
damn religious freedom. They could have gave a shit less about
right.
some religious freedom.
What's funny to me though, we were just talking about this, about how, like, say for instance, we don't understand why our criminal element is so different from other countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have to look at the history of the bloodline that were sent here. That would used to be a punishment. They would send, at the time, I guess they were the English, or did they call themselves British? I'm not sure. But they used to send um people to America and to Australia as a sentence to send you,
Yeah,
because they
Australia
said that
was
it was full of savages and it was da 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 da, and they were sending people who were, if you were mental, if you had done anything
yeah,
that
it's what
they
they call
didn't,
a penal
you could
island.
be sent.
That's what Australia was. It was a
Mhm.
jail. It was an island jail.
Mhm. Mhm.
That was the whole thing. But interestingly, well,
Yeah.
I shouldn't because I don't know enough about how the Aussies and the Aborigines, how well they do or don't. I don't know what I can't speak on that. I
Well,
didn't know
I
that they had sent the
can give
criminals
you
over here too, but I didn't.
yes. Yes. Do you know right now we have two serial unalivers? 200. Just walking
Like
around
at present,
doing
like
their
right
thing.
now or in
At
history.
present, no.
Walking around right
No.
now?
Yes, that have not been caught. Oh yes. If you ever have a conversation about the criminal element, I'm all about it. I'm a super fan. Documentary show that has anything to do crime. Yes. Yes. That's my other vice.
Wow,
I
that's
can binge
deep.
watch ID and yeah. But they've been doing studies
Yes.
on that, about, we have such violent people in this country. There has to be a reason. And the reason was they would send the unwanted and the derelicts to America or Australia. There is a documentary that the Aborigines did where they discussed, Europe did, uh, European countries did the Aborigines the same way that they did the indigenous. They took
Okay.
their children, gave them, you know what I'm saying? So it is very similar to what we people that were oppressed went through.
Okay. So this is okay. Let me bring this back around, y'all. Witness. This is what happens. We go on the goddamn rabbit trail. As long as we don't talk about the jab, so this one stays up. Because the next time I talk about the jab in a bad way, I'm gonna get a strike. So be nice.
Really?
Yeah, they took the video down for that live
Wow,
and gave
which
me a warning.
one?
Told me
Which
the 6 hour one on Friday night.
the one we just did together?
Yes, I still have it though. So
What?
I'm putting it up on Rumble. Yeah.
Okay.
They
That
said
see,
I was dispensing medical misinformation.
that's why
Anyway,
we need our own YouTube. I'm just okay.
that's why Elevated Media TV is about to start. because I'm gonna say whatever that I want to say when I want to say it. At any rate, let's get back to this. So yes, they're showing us what they're doing real time, what they're about to do. They're showing us what an artificial intelligence is about to look like. Not so damn artificial, sentient, and at one point could very well decide we are dispensable and we are a liability. Google that stuff. Google that. Let me tell you something. So I was on YouTube today. See, this is why I shouldn't be on. I shouldn't be perusing the YouTube streets.
Oh,
I was on the streets today, the streets, and I came up and watched some videos here. There's one that's here we go. It's on a channel called Digital Engine. Stunning AI shows how it would remove humans from the planet.
I'm almost done. You see, and another thing that's feeding into this artificial intelligence reality thing that's feeding into it is the climate change agenda. They're using it as a way to do certain things. Sooner or later, don't be shocked when they start saying we're gonna have to do population control. We're gonna have to tell you how many kids you can and can't have, how you should raise your kids, how you it's all coming in right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's all coming in.
You. Oh, y'all! I have to get up in the morning. Do not keep me on here.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say good night. I'm gonna tell everybody I say good night
No,
to
hold
you,
on. When you and
Doctor
your feelings want
Lisa.
to come up here, you and your feelings never wants to come up. You and your feelings, I'm gonna let her up because she's a long time subscriber.
Oh wow.
She's a long time
Okay,
subscriber. So we gonna keep
I'll
her here.
wait.
Absolutely. But Sebastian, see, that's why I got in trouble with the last live because I said that there were certain side effects that were
Hey,
happening from certain things.
doc- I'm sorry. Excuse me, being rude, Doctor Lisa. Do you have a
Yeah.
Patreon account?
I don't anymore.
You
I used
should.
to.
You should do it, especially now, because then you can talk about the really real.
Well, I could do that on Rumble,
Oh, okay. I'm just saying people
but
can't. You have a lot of control over that one. So yeah.
right, but
Okay.
that's why I'm starting my own.
That's
So
right. I agree.
I will figure out a way to have live call-in shows on my own over-the-top television network, coming to a Roku and an iTunes and a Apple TV near you.
I
How you
love it.
doing, girl? You and your feelings, beautiful goddess. You might have to change your audio settings. You might have to change your audio settings. You'll be on that? All right, good. We putting it together. When the system has when has the system not had an agenda? Absolutely. The inception of this country was an agenda.
Can I
You
say
and your
something about Ukraine?
Yeah, go ahead, baby.
Okay. I want to say something about the money we keep sending to Ukraine, and people are saying how inflation is going higher. Okay. One, Ukraine is not an America issue. I know I'm about to piss off a lot of people. Ukraine is not an America issue. The European Union should be taking care of Ukraine. Okay? That's who should be taking care of Ukraine, not us. I don't know how we send $40 billion to Ukraine and we can't even get baby formula on shelves correctly. We can't even you and your feelings drop something in the private chat. We can't even get this supply chain crisis in order. We have these trucks that are gonna be banned soon in certain parts of the country where you can't no longer drive them due to emissions.
Mm-hmm.
We're all gonna fall out. Okay, I can already see the end. The end is nearer than far.
What was I watching? Was it a YouTube short where this guy was saying before wants to hear anything else about climate change, then we need to stop purchasing things from the biggest climate killers,
Yeah,
aka China,
my perspective.
India, where all those countries that don't have any sort of nothing. They have no regulations, and we're buying all that stuff. But now we, that comprise up 6% of the entire, land mass or whatever, now we're supposed to do upend our whole economy for this.
Another thing is, did you know that China is going into Africa mining lithium for electric cars?
Yes, I heard that. And they're committing atrocious murders, specifically in the Congo. And we say nothing about it. And yet, why we don't get this goddamn thing taken down. There's other reasons why we care
Okay,
so
good
much
night.
about Ukraine.
Woo.
Yeah, that conversation will be had over on Rumble.
Yeah,
your
because
feelings,
I
baby.
mean,
You and your feelings,
Sebastian, I
sweetheart, were
think
you
that's
able to
a
figure
great
it out?
point.
She said she can't talk.
Can I tell y'all what happened to me? I was on another live on Sunday.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. So I get on dude's live because he had invited me back. And I was like, okay, they talking about some real stuff. Let's go. So it's a whole bunch of dudes up there. And I love to catch a live, but I always like to ask this question. So I get on there and I'm saying what I think. They're talking about that the beginnings of a community, it has to be the women wanting to comply so that
Oh God.
men have something to do. Yes, now, because he said we gotta create a need. So anyway, I was like, okay, but why are we talking about building anything? Why are we talking about after that? His comeback to me, I'd asked the gentleman to answer, and he goes, "You, that's a dream. Your black Mecca or your black nation is." I said, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Wait a
And then
minute,
he's
you're a
like,
black
wait,
MAGA?
who? Wait a
Black
minute, what's
MAGA.
happening? Where?
Baby, welcome to my world.
Uh-uh.
See, the minute you're going to talk about doing for yourself, the first thing the fools that continue to vote for the fools that continue to keep you enslaved want to say to you is you must be a Republican. Welcome.
Right.
Welcome. Nice to have you here.
Who, me?
That is so true.
Yeah, you.
Who? So I'm asking.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about real things. I'm saying we need to take care of our elderly. We don't have any schools. Our kids they don't know no second languages. We're not preparing anything. There's no legacy of our community. Why aren't you gentlemen talking about that instead of worrying about what a woman should or should be doing for you? Crickets. Then I get, well, you're trying to do this are you married? And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. What's that got to do with anything I just said? And no, I'm not married. And are you trying to insult me by saying I need to have a husband to finish? Is that what you're telling me? Then he cursed at me and dropped off. He gonna tell me get the out of here. I was like, wow. I like this job. Anytime somebody tell me no, all my life, everybody tell me no, I just eat it up. Give me the strength. Yeah. Yes, sir. Excuse me. Sorry. Go ahead.
I have a question for Dr. Lisa. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think one day we're gonna have secession in this country? Do you think states will decide, you know what, let me secede? Let me secede. Even though it's in the Constitution, they'll just, treason.
Well, Texas can. It's in its constitution. It can secede on its own. It doesn't have to have it does not have to have the approval of the rest of the 50 states, the other 49 states. It is in its constitution.
It's not, but they're part of the union. That's why people are saying that they can't.
They can. It's in their constitution. I've read it. They
It
can
is.
whenever they feel like. Now, technically, any state can technically secede because the federal government has not held up its end of the bargain in ensuring that each state has equal treatment and equal footing.
Mm-hmm.
So do I think there would be a secession? I think it is quite possible. I think another possibility would be an actual return to an actual constitutional union, federation of nation states. So I'm waiting to see how the economics shakes out. Because if it shakes out one way, we're in a good spot.
If it shakes
If
out
it
the
shake
other way,
out the other way, baby, I hope you got Bitcoin, gold, silver. I hope you can grow some food.
I'm gonna be underground. That's what's
speaking of
gonna happen.
speaking of food is so expensive. I
I'm
started
gonna make
growing
me
food
a earth
recently.
house.
I started growing food. That's how bad it got. I started growing food, potatoes. I started growing a lot of food,
Good. You should.
and it's better. I realized it's more
That's
like
right.
it's more calming. Like you don't have to just just grab it from the ground. It's
Yes,
just better.
It is
that's the
better.
point.
Do you guys
All right.
know? Let me see if she can get up here this time. Do you guys know? Hang on, you and your feelings? Were you able to go on and get it working? America at this pace will not last collectively. I do
No,
think
it won't.
it won't. It can't.
It
But it
won't.
wasn't designed to.
No,
It
look
wasn't
at what
designed to.
happened. They up here telling you people running around. And I say that, like we talked about that earlier, it is choices of other human beings. Other human beings are causing certain things and their effects to those things. Things have been created by humans to put you in certain positions for whether it's wealth or power or control. However, everything behind the curtain is another human being making a decision. And
Right.
whether people go along with it or not. We live on the honor system. You hope no one robs you. You hope no one tries to unalive you. You hope that you wake up to and see another day and be successful and things positively happen. But we know that in other situations, other humans, every day is a gamble. Anything could happen based on human choice.
This is why
I'm not talking about, so
This is why I'm a little frightened right now about like how things are happening. Like we're not having leaders who are actually leading. All you see them doing is just nothing, and the streets are not safe. The schools are not safe. High school's a daycare now. It's a daycare. The kids aren't learning anything, especially
no,
in New
no,
York.
no.
You have kids in high
You
school who
you
are
you heard
graduating.
you heard what I told you before. I was watching. I love TikTok. I was watching, and there was a gentleman that speaks Yiddish, and he said that the word school comes from a Yiddish word for hell.
Really?
Well, school was
Sheol
created. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
to be hell.
Right. You know what's funny though? Again, people not knowing their history. human beings have destroyed and started over again many, many, many times in history. And what I find in this era is it's funny when we say, oh, kids need to go to school, blah, 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 blah. There was a time in this country that children ages 3 to 6 years old will be working. And not just, melanated kids.
Right. Everybody. That's why you had a bunch of kids, because you had
Everybody.
to have farmhand.
Exactly. And so it was the era of industry that it changed out. You had children working with coal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the
Absolutely.
radium sisters. That
Mhm.
crew of women who was working with direct radiation, and they were
Mhm.
telling these women to lick the brushes, and this stuff was
Mhm.
blue. And these women, the lady's jaw fell off.
I
I was
know.
blown away. And so
Okay,
I
honey.
don't put anything past it. Okay, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay, bye, Sebastian. Well, I'm gonna get on out of here too. Thank you for coming, sweetheart.
Yes,
And you
good
guys,
night. Good night,
and you guys
Sebastian.
can find me on Rumble. You'll find me at Heart of Inspiration. Right now, it's just a copy of the feed from YouTube, but we will begin to make that more of a reality of where we're putting up different content. It's hard for me, guys, because I have like multiple platforms to make content for, and at some point I have to stop. At some point I gotta say, ah. So we'll do our best. Yes, I agree, JJ. With they do say about 300 years, world powers begin to crumble. So we are right on time. We are right on time. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, thank you. We're only 2.5 hours. Not too bad. Again, anyone, please go to that link tree if you are interested in creating your own spirit-based business, spirit-infused business. And again, it could be anything, guys, as long as it is meant to assist and help. I have multiple ways to help you create an additional stream of income that then will allow you to begin to walk in your purpose. I've so enjoyed this. We'll be back tomorrow. We have to talk about the new moon tomorrow, today, which is the day after tomorrow. But anyway, we're going to talk about astrology. Well, tomorrow we'll be talking about the new moon astrology. And then we'll also be doing, we'll pull some cards tomorrow, something I don't do as often, but we'll be pulling cards and for the new moon. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys. Namaste.